Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Medical Classes by Dr. Srinidhi Kumar Acharya. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also please give your valuable comments. You can also visit the playlist. In the playlist, I have provided all the topics in a very systematic order. Anyway, so we were discussing about fetal circulation. So in the last class, we have seen what is the structure of the fetal circulation, how the veins, arteries are connected, what are the pressure changes, and what are the conditions where maternal blood mixes with the impure fetal blood, and how is the flow. Everything we have seen. Now, immediately after birth, what are the changes that takes place in the fetal circulation for to have a smooth transition towards the adult type of circulation? So that we'll discuss today. Immediately after the birth, there will be a drastic changes in the fetal circulation and rapidly get converted into adult type of circulation. Pulmonary circulation, which is shut down during the fetal stage, will get reopened as after birth lung resistance fall down because baby start breathing. So lung is not now a fluid filled cavity, now it is the air filled cavity. So resistance decreases. Once the resistance decreases, now the blood from the pulmonary trunk, which is bypassing through the ductus arteriosus to the aorta, will start flowing inside the lung. So lung become now gas filled cavity. There is no more resistance. So pulmonary circulation begins. Now after the cord cutting, what are the different steps? We'll see one by one. After the cord cutting, there is no blood in the umbilical vein, isn't it? We have cut the cord, so now there is no blood supply from the maternal side to the fetal side or baby side. So no blood in the umbilical vein itself. So there is no blood flowing in the ductus venosus also. Very less blood in the inferior vena cava, which is reaching the right atrium, coming from the lower part of the fetus or baby, is there. Superior vena cava also brings the blood to the right atrium from the upper parts of the baby's body. That is also limited amount because there is no continuous supply now. Umbilical cord has been cut. So, but as the lung resistance falls, blood in the pulmonary trunk start now moving towards the lung, and the blood is oxygenated in the lung, and oxygenated blood reaches the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. Okay, previously through the pulmonary veins, very less amount of the blood is reaching the left atrium, but now more amount of the blood start reaching there. Now what happens? There is a term called as physiological closure. What is that? Now the pressure in the left atrium is more than the pressure in the right atrium. Previously it is vice versa. Okay, pressure in the right atrium is more because it is a pool for all the blood to come, but it is not like that now. Now the pressure in the left atrium is more than the right atrium, and it is due to this pressure the septum secundum bend towards the right atrium and the closes the foramen ovale, and thus closes the shunting, and both the atrium now start working as a separate chambers. Previously this atrium was interconnected by foramen ovale. Now ostia secundum, which is present a cup shaped, saucer cup shaped like structure. So now because of this overpressure, increased pressure in the left atrium, it get closed, and as a result the foramen ovale get closed. Okay, so now the two chambers are get separated and there is no mixing of the blood. So blood is moving to the lung through the pulmonary trunk, and there is no bypass of the blood to the aorta through the ductus arteriosus also, and there will be physiological closure of the ductus arteriosus. Previously blood is not able to reach the lung because of the high resistance. Now it is not the case. Now the resistance is going down, and it is now gas filled cavity. So very easily the blood from the pulmonary trunk reaches the pulmonary vasculature or pulmonary area. So this is now there is no more blood flowing in the ductus venosus or ductus arteriosus. So therefore this is called as physiological closure of the ductus arteriosus. Physiologically no function is taking place, but anatomically it is there. Okay, but physiologically no blood is moving there. There is no function. Now the oxygenated blood in the left atrium is pushed into the left ventricle, and then it enters into the aorta with high blood pressure or high pressure. When this oxygenated blood reaches the junction of the ductus arteriosus. Now this is very, very important. Okay, so when this oxygenated blood reaches the junction of the ductus arteriosus, there will be constriction of the ductus arteriosus due to following reasons. This is a reason why actually God has made in such a way that the maternal blood, when it travel in the fetal body, it mixes with the deoxygenated blood many times, because it does not want any high concentration of the oxygen, because high concentration of the oxygen itself is a stimulus for the constriction of the ductus arteriosus. Now once after birth, high concentration of the oxygen start flowing through the aorta. Okay, so when the high concentrated oxygen touches the ductus arteriosus area, now it undergo constriction. Okay, so as soon as the high concentrated oxygen reaches the ductus arteriosus, it is very sensitive to oxygen, and the high concentration oxygenated blood enters, it causes constriction of the smooth muscles of the ductus arteriosus. High oxygen stimulates the baroreceptors, and in turn it leads to the closure of the ductus arteriosus. Okay, that's the reason why there is a shunting of the there is a mixing of the impure and pure blood. Okay, so there is no more production of the prostaglandins from the ductus arteriosus now, which was helping to maintain the patency of the vessel, hence it constrict. Another thing is that in the fetal side, what actually happens is this ductus arteriosus, it is also producing some of the prostaglandins. So these prostaglandins are helpful to maintain the patency of the bigger vessels. Now after birth, there is no production of the prostaglandins, so naturally the patency will not be maintained and it undergo constriction. So this is the second important reason why ductus arteriosus will go into close immediately after birth. Now, as there is constriction of the ductus arteriosus, so there is no mixing of the pulmonary and aortic blood now. Now there is no mixing of the pulmonary and aortic blood, or pure or impure blood. Previously it is taking place. Blood from the aorta now supplies to the all body parts of the baby and return back to the intravena cava and then into the right atrium. There is no blood entering into the umbilical arteries or the placenta, as umbilical cord have been cut and baby is separated. So within 1 to 2 minutes, the adult type of circulation now starts. Now we should know some of the formation of the new structures from the remnant portion of this umbilical or fetal circulation. The left umbilical vein which is present there, so that becomes ligamentum teres in future, which is present over the liver area. Ductus venosus, which is present there, it becomes ligamentum venosus. Foramina ovale or the fossa ovalis, a cup-shaped depression. The foramina ovale is converted into fossa ovalis, which is a cup-shaped depression in the atrial septum. Ductus arteriosus, which is present, that will be converted into ligamentum arteriosum. And right and left umbilical arteries are converted into median umbilical ligaments. Now, in the next class, we will see some of the applied aspects of a PDA, patent ductus arteriosus. What happens if the ductus arteriosus will not close? Okay, if there is any problem, pathology related to this, what happens to the baby? So this part we will going to discuss in the next class. Thank you very much.